It's crazy how far a company can go when it comes to its own demise, from Rocksteady being known for and working on the Arkham series to this pile of crap which takes place in the same universe, where you, as the playable character, is able to kill the original Batman they played as within that Arkham series. But they don't stop at that, no. They have to gender swap Mr. Freeze and make her a lesbian, and well, Rocksteady is paying for it because Season's 2 update of the game is bombing with the player base. And this game already bombed when it first launched, only having a player peak of just above 13,000 players on Steam. And this is a triple A game that we are talking about, people. This isn't some sort of indie game where this would be seen as a success. No, this is a triple A studio that we're talking about. And when this new update launched, where you were able to play as a lesbian Mrs. Freeze, it came out just 2 days ago, and you can see that it only peaked at about 572 players that got on to play this new season with the playable lesbian Mrs. Freeze. I can't believe that this game still has support, honestly, with the numbers that we are seeing and the amount of money that this game has lost, that being over 200 million freaking dollars for Warner Bros. It is crazy to me that they're still updating the game. And you definitely know that those ESG loans aren't going to cover these losses for this game. And that's what happens when you continue to prioritize DEI requirements over a good quality product. Because even Season 1, when Rocksteady introduced the Joker as a playable character, it only brought in a couple of thousand of players. And that's a well known character, unlike Mrs. Freeze, on the other hand, that is completely made up. And as we get into the article, Suicide Squad kills the Justice League's lesbian Mrs. Freeze Season 2 update bombs with players. Game has lost 95% of its players since February. And you can't forget that Rocksteady made this game to be a live service package. Whenever a game that goes live service, you want to try your best to hold on to your player base for as long as you can. So that big drop isn't a good look one bit. And that's what happens when you hire a woke consulting company known as Sweet Baby Inc. Just that name alone is enough to deter players away from your own game. Rocksteady's Season 2 update for Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League that introduces a lesbian Mrs. Freeze has completely bombed with players, as less than 600 people were playing concurrently when the game launched on July 25th. Rocksteady revealed that the Season 2 update would feature a lesbian Mrs. Freeze named Victoria Frias. In a blog post providing details about the Season 2 update, Rocksteady started Victoria Frias is an ice-cold, self-sufficient survivalist who has watched her Elseworld turn to ice as Brainiac's invasion took hold. By the time we meet her in Season 2, she has spent years as the last holdout of her dying planet, unwilling to leave her cryogenically frozen wife behind. But after being recruited by the squad, she may have the chance to save her and unleash icy hell. And I also like how when they're describing her character, she is self-sufficient survivalist, meaning that she doesn't need no one else but herself. It is absolutely crazy that we continue to see these narratives when it comes to these girl boss characters that are just created out of the blue that are apparently OP to an extent that don't need absolutely any training or any reliance on anyone else, just themselves. And this is why a lot of these characters in the entertainment sector, in the gaming sector, and even in the comic book sector are starting to get infiltrated by this woke virus. All these narratives and agendas are being pushed within these sectors. And I wonder how far this can go. We've seen it with Target with promoting the Pride Month merchandise to kids and babies. And we've also seen beer brands going against their own consumer base with hiring a spokesperson that doesn't absolutely compare in the slightest to their consumer base, and that being males when we're talking about Bud Light. And when this continues to happen, you're going to continue to see boycotts, you're going to continue to see failures. And this is just one failure that took a giant step in the right direction. And it also doesn't help that Rocksteady hired a consulting company, aka known as Sweet Baby Inc., which many of the gamers that know about this company absolutely despise them and don't approve of them working on any sort of game, works on your game and gives you ideas in which those ideas are then implemented within your own game, which has resulted in Rocksteady's Suicide Squad game of a loss of 95% of its player base, even though this is a live service game that should be flourishing with each new update and bringing in a lot of new players. Anyways, with all of that in mind, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye bye.